Hi everyone, so welcome to today's story. Today's story is called Wanted, the Perfect Pet. Okay, where might you see a wanted poster? Who might have a wanted poster? And also, what's a pet? Have any of you got any pets? When I was little, we had a little dog called Casper, named after the friendly ghost, and he was lovely, but he definitely wasn't perfect. Let's have a read. So this story is broken into chapters. So it's broken down into chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So chapter 1 is all about the boy. Once upon a time, there lived a boy called Henry. What Henry wanted more than anything else in the whole wide world, more than chips, more than a cowboy costume, more than all expenses paid trip to the moon, more even than world peace itself, was what? What do you think he wanted? He was dreaming of a dog. But Henry, said his mother, you already have 27 different varieties of frog. Surely they are enough. So what pet has Henry had? Lots of. Can you spot any of the names of any of the pets there? No, said Henry sternly. They are boring. All they do is hop and gribbit. That's all they do. I want a pet with personality. I want a dog. And he's done a label diagram of a dog there. With floppy ears and a waggy tail and a soft wet nose and a warm furry tongue. A dog that can catch balls that I throw, that can learn fantastic new tricks, and that I can chase around trees, because it is common knowledge, said Henry, that a dog is the perfect pet for a boy. Do you think there's a perfect pet? So he decided to advertise. So he made his own advertising poster like we did. There's a lot more writing on his, but you can see his one right in the middle. Wanted, the perfect pet. Also known as a dog, must have waggy tail, floppy ears, soft wet nose and warm furry tongue. Should be able to learn fantastic new tricks, preferably house trained. Apply in person, and then put his address to get hold of him. What do you think house trained means? And then he waited. So he sent out his advert and now he's waiting. This is chapter 2. This is chapter 2, the duck. Once upon a time, there lived a duck. He didn't have a name. He lived all alone, far, far away at the top of a cold and windy hill. He lived far away and at the top of the hill, his little egg. Nobody ever wrote. Nobody ever called. Nobody ever emailed. How do you think he feels? He went to the movies and played ping pong and watched the sunrise. The sun float about somewhere in the middle and the sun set all by himself every single day. It wasn't much fun. So he's very miserable. He's all alone. But then one day he opened up the paper and he saw the boy's advert. I am not a dog. But if I was a dog, I could have a friend at last. A friend to have tea with, go to the movies with, and play ping pong with. A friend to watch the sunrise, the sun float about somewhere in the middle, and the sun set with. So he's repeating what the boy wants and what he wants. How could he turn himself into a dog? How could he become the perfect pet? So with a pair of old socks, an egg box, and some string, he created the perfect disguise. So there he is looking in the mirror and he disguised himself as a dog. Do you think the boy's going to fall for this? Then he packed his things and set off on the long journey to meet the boy. This is chapter 3, the discovery. Ding dong! What's he done there? A dog! Yelled Henry. Woof! Said the duck. Ducks go woof. Henry had never been so excited. The duck had never been happier. However, Henry's dog wasn't very good at catching balls. He wasn't very good at learning new tricks. And when he chased Henry around the trees, he waddled, and he slipped, and he tripped, and his soft wet nose and his floppy ears and tail fell off. Oh no, I think the duck's going to be found out to not be a dog. He's let his disguise slip. Henry was stunned. The duck slowly stood up A single fat tear rolled down his beak and plopped on the ground in front of him. I'm sorry, I'm not a dog, admitted the duck. I am just a duck. How do you think they both feel in that picture? I think Henry would be quite shocked and amazed, and the duck, I think, is feeling miserable. I do not have floppy ears or a waggy tail or a soft wet nose or even a warm furry tongue, he said sadly. Oh, said Henry disappointingly. No, you don't. Henry thought for a moment, then he picked up the duck and carried him home. So what do you think he's going to do with the duck? He gave the duck a nice hot bath and a cup of tea. He took down his enormous book of incredibly interesting things. He looked under D and he made a list. What's he making a list of? There's his list. What's he made a list of? He's made a list of duck skills. So all the amazing things that the duck can do. And he showed it to the duck. So you might not be a dog, said Henry happily, but you are certainly not just a duck. In fact, you might just be the perfect pet for me. I think I'll call you Spot, smiled Henry. Quack, said Spot. Quack. And there they are. Henry's gone to bed and Duck is sleeping at the end of the bed. And that's the end of the story. What do you think the main theme of the story is? For me, the book is all about friendship and about being friends and how differences and what can be amazing about how people are different, and where we might think we want something perfect, but actually what we really want is a friend. Can you think of any other stories that have got friendship as the main theme of the story? You might be able to remember some from year one. That's it for today, and I'll see you for some more stories very soon.